This is hey! What is this? What are you trying to do?
Order!
Kate, I'm talking to you.
Complete.
This court will come to order.
Lucy, I'm so sorry.
Counsel, exactly where is it you're going with this line of questioning?
Your Honor, the prosecution's case is built on the presumption that my client murdered Kevin Collins because he wanted to shut down her place of business.
Your point, Ms. Reynolds?
I believe there may be another explanation as to Dr. Collins' disappearance.
Such as?
The prosecution can't produce a body. I believe that Dr. Collins could have left of his own free will.
No. No, my husband would never leave his family, not in a million years.
Or, if he didn't leave town, then I would suggest to the court another scenario where his wife and her lover, Dr. Ian Thornhart, did away with him. That they killed Kevin Collins.
What are you doing?
Order!
10 years. 10 years of my life just gone. Just wiped out of my memory. There's gotta be some way to get it back. The news. Yeah. This should trigger something. Allison Barrington. Livy says I broke your heart when I left you for her, and then you got even by killing her father. Is that true? Because something about it just doesn't seem right. There's something missing.
I object, Your Honor. This is nothing but a cheap ploy by the defense, a pathetic attempt to establish reasonable doubt by incriminating two innocent people.
Ms. Jensen.
Dr. Thornhart and Mrs. Collins are not suspects here. They're not on trial.
Kate, how could you do this? Ian and Lucy are my friends.
I know what I'm doing.
No, you don't. You're not doing anything anymore because you're fired.
Order! This court will come to order.
What on earth is going on?
This hearing has turned into a three-ring circus with Allison's lawyer as the ringmaster.
Your Honor, please, I would like you and this courtroom to know that I do not agree with the accusations that my lawyer is making, and as of right now, you are dismissed.
I'm sorry, Miss Barrington. I cannot allow you to discharge counsel in the middle of a hearing.
But, Your Honor, she's trying to blame Lucy and Ian, and they haven't done anything.
Miss Barrington, what you do after court is adjourned is up to you. Right now, we'll get on with these proceedings without any further interruptions. If this was a jury trial, I'd be holding half this room in contempt. But this is not a trial. This is a preliminary hearing, the sole purpose of which is to hear evidence, to determine if there is enough to hold this defendant over for the murder of Kevin Collins. And I mean to hear all of it, from both sides. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense will proceed. But I warn you, Ms. Reynolds, don't push it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Collins, back to my question. Did you and Dr. Thornhart have an affair?
No, I did not have an affair with Ian Thornhart.
Then let me be a little more explicit. Did you and Dr. Thornhart have sex? Mrs. Collins, answer the question, and I remind you that you are under oath. Did you and Dr. Thornhart have sex?
Yes.
There's so many pieces to the puzzle. Seems like it should all fit together. Seems like it should all be connected in my mind. But it's not. Doesn't make any sense. You know, if I could get a clue here, that would be good. Okay. Who am I talking to? Why do I keep looking up there? I think the clouds are gonna give me some kind of answers or something. Huh? Are you? Oh, okay, I'm crazy. Something about it feels right, though. Just feels familiar. Okay, and then there's This candle. Why does it seem so important?
So it's true, you and Dr. Thornhart are lovers.
No, it happened one time before I was married. And Kevin, who I love very, very much, who I never stopped loving, forgave me. Maybe he shouldn't have, but he did. And so we got married, and we have lived very happily ever since. And since that day, Ian and I have just been friends, that's all.
Very good friends, it would seem.
What is that supposed to mean?
Dr. Thornhart moved in with you right after your husband disappeared, didn't he?
I object. Irrelevant.
Overruled. You may answer.
Ian was in Ireland, and I called him because I was very worried. I was having
Just
strange...
answer the question. Did Dr. Thornhart move in with you right after your husband disappeared? Yes,
Yes,
or no?
he did, but I can explain why.
Dr. Thornhart's wife, she died recently, didn't she?
What are you doing? Are you trying to insinuate that maybe we had something to do with her death?
I am merely trying to understand the circumstances surrounding your husband's disappearance.
I know exactly what you are trying to do. My husband's disappearance has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I am good friends with Dr. Ian Thornhart.
Mrs. Collins.
What? You know what? This is crazy. Why would I come to a hearing, a defense hearing? I volunteered to testify for the defense. Why would I do that if I had done something as ridiculous as she is trying to make it sound? And every single person in here knows I've come to them and said my husband is still alive. I'm desperately trying to convince everybody as such.
Mrs. Collins, if you can't control these outbursts...
Why don't you control her? Don't you understand what she's doing? She doesn't care about the truth, do you? I've seen your kind before. You want to dig up any dirt you can on anybody and smear their reputation through the dirt as much as you can because you want to win. You don't care about helping Allison here. You care about your career and your big, self-indulgent, inflated ego, don't you, Kate?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Wait a minute. I have a lot of questions for you, as a matter of fact.
That will be all, Mrs. Collins. You may step down.
No, I want you to take care of her and let her explain herself.
I said step down, or I will have no choice but to have you forcibly removed.
Fine. Okay? Fine.
It's okay. None of it matters.
Ms. Jensen, are there any other witnesses you'd like to call?
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Olivia Locke.
So when do the lies start? As soon as she opens her mouth.
You do solemnly state that the testimony you shall give this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Miss Locke, you are the daughter of the victim, Dr. Collins, is that correct?
Yes.
And the defendant, Miss Barrington, was at one time your best friend, right?
Yes, she was. But that was before she murdered my father.
This is it. This is near where Livy found me. What is this place? What was they drawn here?